One of the things that kind of caught my eye or ear while you were reading through that is this analogy to looking back in our family tree, which is an incredibly poor analogy because evolutionary theory doesn't have this family tree concept of stepping up a ladder on evolution on the evolutionary ladder, stepping up a new rung. It is tree-like, but it's not that you can trace it back and say that you're more advanced than something else. It's just there's a point of divergence. And while some mammals, in fact, do have appendixes, the fact remains that if it has a use in humans, it's more likely to kill you than help you for the most part, which, as Annie pointed out, that vestigial organs don't have to have no use or even be difficult for us to determine what the use is. It's just diminished use, or their use is not, worth the risk of having such an organ, I guess. There are actually people, about 1 in 100,000 or so, who are born without an appendix. It's the use of the appendix has been, discussed by scientists, and nobody knows for sure. There's claims of it being used in the lymphatic system, and also that it might help in fetal development. But the fact is that there are people who are born without an appendix. And that speaks more to evolution than to any kind of intelligent design. And if you're going to claim that the appendix is there as, it used to be perfect and it's sin that entered the world and sin created disease, and that just kind of pushes the issue off somewhere else. It's one non-answer after another. But with regard to vestigial organs and features and things that either don't have a good use or don't have any noticeable advantage to the creature, you've got in humans as well the tailbone, which is in the exact same location as the tailbone of animals with tails. It does have some function in the sense that there are muscles attached to it, so it's a muscle attachment point. But it makes no sense that this bone would be there, and it's not. I mean, it would make sense for a bone to be there to attach muscle points to, but our tailbone is actually anywhere from 3 to 5, usually 4 vertebrae that are fused together. If this was something that was designed, why design those extra vertebrae, fuse them together when a single bone would do the trick? And why make it look so much like the tailbones found in animals with tails? And occasionally there are humans born with vestigial tails. Usually, mostly they're called atavisms. It's kind of a reemergence of a particular formerly useless or vestigial organ. The only time that those tails have been discounted by creationists or whatever is when they're pseudo-tails. The actual tails, there's been more than 100 cases, less than a third of them were pseudo-tails. And pseudo-tails are basically just lesions in the caudal region. But true tails are a complex arrangement of connective tissue, muscles. They have blood vessels, nerve vessels, hair, skin, sweat glands, sebaceous glands. So there's actual evidence of people being born with these vestigial tails. There's other things that you can look at too. The little pink thing in the corner of your eye is a nictitating muscle, which is, you've seen probably on Discovery Channel or something, those animals who have a third horizontal eyelid, I think beavers are one of them, but crocodiles and lizards and different birds and other things, they have those. A lot of times used when they go underwater as an extra protective layer that you can see through. We've got one. It's just folded up permanently in the corner of our eye. Serves absolutely no function at all. It's just sitting there. What kind of intelligent design sticks that in there? If there is a God or some being who designed us intelligently, why go to so much effort to make it look like we all evolved according to specific rules? Because all of these things attest to the theory of evolution. Wisdom teeth are another example. Most likely it's due to changes in our diet and better dental care, whereas these things would have once been completely functional because people would lose teeth or ate different foods, whatever. Our heads have shrunk, the jawbones have shrunk to make the wisdom teeth not fill in, and we take better care of our teeth, hopefully. And then when they start to come in, we remove them. Sometimes we remove them before they come in, just as, and they used to do the same thing for the appendix, and tonsils and other things. Goosebumps.
Blind fish with eyes.
Yeah, it goes outside of humans. You've got blind fish who have eyes. You have whale pelvises, snake pelvises. Both of them have legs under the skin. And plants, dandelions, they reproduce without fertilization. It's a process called apomixis, I think. But anyway, they still have the flowers and they still produce pollen, even though there's no need for them to use that in their fertilization. So that's good stuff.